Was my first marathon a disaster? I went off course during the race, kept going to the toilet, and stopped several times. Later, I left the course and just sit down. Can I even finish like this? After 13 years of cycling across 6 continents, I flew to Berlin to prepare for one of the world's 6 major marathons. It's my first marathon ever, and I'm full of fear. Training should have started 6 months ago. From March to April, I trained well in Jeju. But once I resumed cycling trip, it was hard to train. I arrived in Berlin 3 weeks before marathon. The weather was great, so I went for a run right away. Running in a new city is always exciting. I joined the Midnight Running Club, which runs every Wednesday night. It was so much fun, motivating, and fun to ride with over 150 people through the historic city center of Berlin. As the race day approached, anxiety kicked in. I had only trained 400 kilometers in the last 6 months, so I wasn't sure I could finish. I made up my mind to at least try, even if I couldn't finish it. There are many running clubs in Berlin. A week before the race, all Berlin running clubs gathered for a run. I ran 17 kilometers, then joined Adidas running club 2 days later. Running speed was so fast, and I pushed myself too hard and got incredibly tired at last week. Expo was held 3 days before. I had to pick up my race speed and wristband. The Expo was huge with so much to see and do. I regretted arriving late. The wristband machine was cool. It sealed the band with strong glue, and without it, I couldn't join the marathon. Looking at my wristband made me proud. It felt like excitement before a big trip. When I ran a long distance, one of my toes got a blister, so I bought the toe socks the day before in case. I also prepared contact lens. The night before, I ate high-carb food, pasta and mashed potatoes, to store energy for the next day. Finally, the big day arrived. For breakfast, I had my usual coffee, oatmeal, banana, milk, and yogurt. I tied my shoelaces tight and stepped outside. It was 5 degrees in the morning, very cold. But the sky was clear and it will warm up to 13. It was a perfect day for running. Subway was full of people going to the marathon. I was so glad to meet my comrades. Everyone was heading to the same place, so I followed the crowd. Before the race, I warmed up with the Midnight Running Club and slowly moved together. My heart pounded with excitement. So many people, but not enough toilets, so the line was incredibly long. Some women did while standing, which maybe made their shoes wet. And some women just pulled down their pants confidently. Luckily, we had plastic things for cover. For the first time in my life, I peed openly in a crowded park. With adrenaline rushing, embarrassment was the last thing on my mind. Over 50,000 people were running, so the starting time was all are different. It was divided into 4 groups from Block A to K. The official start was at 9 a.m. But since I was slow, I wouldn't start until 10:10. Heading to the start line, I was surrounded by people. I wasn't sure if I was going to the right way. Since everyone was moving this direction, I was so excited. Backstories cost extra and was complicated. Most people wore old clothes and donated them before the race or wore disposable raincoats. Finally, I reached the start block. A Latin music played, hyping me up. As I got closer to the start line, my heart felt like it would explode. Since I had no running watch, I prepared my phone's running app. One of my best decisions was joining Berlin Marathon. I was bursting with adrenaline. The official my starting time was 10:22. After crossing start line, the noise suddenly disappeared and my mind became calm. Soon I saw cheering crowd and my excitement returned. The blossom of a marathon was the cheering from people.
Really good, guys, really good.
At 33 minutes, I reached the first water station at 5 km. My pace was 6 minutes 48 seconds per kilometer. Hit the Mario mushroom to get a boost. Feeling great so far. I spot various flags in the crowd. Seeing the Korean flag, I got excited and high-fived. Live music was a marathon's most beautiful blossom. I was so excited, energized as soon as I heard the music. I didn't forget to high-five with the cute kids. After an hour, I arrived at the second water station at 9 km. Pace was 6 minutes 52 seconds. The pasta I ate the night before actually helped me a lot, so I skipped the bananas. Instead, I didn't forget to grab the mushroom item. Then I jumped to the music. They came out right away. No matter what kind of music it was, I screamed and danced. High-five with children. Run after having power-up mushrooms. It was the best feeling to blend in with everyone and soak in the festive vibe at the marathon. At 12 km, I reached the third water station. My pace was 6 minutes 58 seconds. I sweat a lot, so I walked a bit in with the excuse of drink water. I took an energy gel, which I bought at Expo before getting hungry. Soon afterwards, something unbelievable happened. A follower came to cheer for me with a Korean sign. It's only 14, but I'm already tired. I don't know why. So 5 is getting a bit on the edge. Even while tired, I kept high-fiving kids, respond to people's joke, play cards. At 1 hour 43 minutes, I reached the 15 km water station. Pace 7 minutes 1 second. Finally, sports drink appeared. I started hungry, so I ate bananas. When my body got tired, I was surprised to see someone calling my name. My name was printed on my bib and they read it to cheer me up. My Korean name is difficult and I kept moving, so I was so grateful that I felt re-energized. There was a missing station. I only wet my hands. I can't just pass music. I quit drinking in 2020 out of curiosity. It's been over 4 years now, but honestly, life felt a bit dull without alcohol. During this marathon, I realized I replaced drinking with dancing to music. So no matter how tired I was, I had to dance. 19 kilometers, wow. I feel like I'm hitting the wall. 30 kilometers is called hitting the wall in marathons, but I felt it already at 19 kilometers. At 2 hours 18 minutes, I reached the 20 kilometer water station. Pace 7 minutes 7 seconds. Passing half in 2 hours and 26 minutes. Pace 7 minutes 4 seconds. At 23 kilometers, I reached the 6th water station. Pace 7 minutes 10 seconds. People started drinking while walking. There is still a power to enjoy high five with children and music. At 24 kilometers, legs were too heavy to run, so I stopped and stretched. I felt a little better after stretching. No matter how tired I was, I couldn't ignore the music. At 2 hours 15 minutes, I reached the 25 kilometer water station. Pace 7 minutes 22 seconds. It was not that hot anymore, so I only drank sports drinks. There was a massage section. I won't be able to get up if I lie down, so I passed by. I was getting tired, but the music kept playing and my body, clueless, kept getting excited. Arrived at the 28-kilometer water station. I heard that they will give an energy gel at this station, but they're all gone. I felt upset when I saw the energy gel scattered on the ground. Winner takes it all. The floor was sticky with the energy gels and it sounded like SpongeBob shoes. I felt like I'm being made fun of by winner. One thing I learned in this marathon, never rely on energy gel even in the major marathon. Always bring my own energy gel. No energy gel for behind the people. But it's okay, I have water. I wanted to respond to support, but my body was so tired. Marathon itself was very hard, so I respect people who run in various outfits. I'm grateful that they make the marathon fun. This is 28. Oh my knees. Let's go. Vamos. Yalla. At 3 hours and 32 minutes, I reached the 30-kilometer water station. Pace 7 minutes 32 seconds. I passed the water and drank sports drink because I missed the energy gel and I was seriously low on energy. I also had the bananas. I finally reached the dread 30 kilometer. Everybody started to walk. I saw a man with a black cap running at a steady pace. I thought if I followed him, I could achieve sub 5. His pace was exactly what I wanted. I followed him for over 2 kilometers, but I have to stop. I cannot catch him again. This was probably my biggest mistake in this marathon. My pace was slowing down, but I suddenly pushed too hard, so my body suffered seriously. Let's go. I was so hungry.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate so much to them for the snacks. I had to stop drinking cola, but I was thankful to drink it now. Now I don't look like I came for a marathon, but walking in the park around the house. No matter how tired I was, I couldn't miss the Mario mushroom. My legs were so heavy, I couldn't no longer run.
My legs hurt. Sorry too. Let's go. Continue on.
My goal for this marathon was not to walk. I never imagined sitting down during a marathon. I unexpectedly met a follower again and it made me cheerful. Let's go again. I ran with the power of the music. When there was not many people cheering, I walked. When I saw the cheering section, I pretend to run. At 32 kilometer Thames water station, pace 8 minutes per second. I drank water and sports drink more than I sweated, so I had to go to the toilet. I never imagined going to the toilet during marathon. After using it, I checked myself in the mirror. Okay, I look good. Let's go. I rejoined the marathon. Not long after, I stopped again to loosen my leg muscle. Sorry for 4 hours. I have only 1 hour left. Wow, my leg is so heavy, you know. Vamos, vamos. At the 34 kilometer 11th water station, pace 8 minutes 20 seconds. I couldn't resist music, although I was too exhausted. At 4 hours and 60 minutes, I reached the 36 kilometer 12th water station. Pace 9 minutes 5 seconds. I was hungry, so I had a sports drink. along with some bananas and apples. When I tried to run again, the pain from my waist down was unbearable. The interesting part was that I had no pain above my waist, so I could hold the phone and GoPro without any problem. Suddenly, a stranger appeared and cheered me on as if we were good friends. Later, another man came up, gave me an encouraging like her, and I saw he had a medal. I felt so envious and motivated by him. Not long after, another woman came to me. She grabbed my shoulder and we walked together. She encouraged me with nice words. I was so moved and almost cried. I can never forget that moment in my life. My leg is so heavy, but I'm happy. At 38 kilometers, 13th water station, pace 10 minutes, 10 seconds.
Different cup.
I was receiving endless love from the cheering crowd. So no matter how tough it got, my happiness couldn't be shaken. 30 kilometers, 14th water supply. Pace 8 minutes, 57 seconds. I was so hungry, so I couldn't eat anything. My legs hurt so much, I couldn't even stretch. I knew that if I stretch, I would cramp up for sure.
39. 할 수 있다. 가자. Ooh, my knees. I'm very energetic. I'm happy, but my legs are dying. What's going on? I'm going to run at the last. Right now, 39.
I must get Mario mushroom food. Someone called my name again.
Come on, Yojun, come on!
In the marathon, people called my name to cheer, and that was really touching. I didn't sweat much, but I drank at every station, which leading to a bathroom twice in a marathon during race. One of the advice I saw online was to never miss a water station, but I learned in practice that if it's not hot and I kept walking, I shouldn't drink all the time.
Let's go. 2 kilometers. My leg, it's not my leg. Whose leg is this?
At 5 hours, 7 minutes, 40 kilometers, 15th final water station, pace 11 minutes, 2 seconds. I was about to skip the last station to not go to toilet, but I saw my favorite drink.
Whew. My favorite drink. Dankeschön.
There was someone waiting to get high five, but everyone felt tired and didn't have energy to reach her. So I went to her to high five. She looked happy, so I was happy too. Finally, 41 kilometers, pace 10 minutes 4 seconds.
Nearly there. My leg is not my leg. Look at this. I look really happy, but my legs are not happy.
I couldn't run anymore due to knees, but cheering section appeared again. I have to pretend to run again for a moment. And music played again. I gotta enjoy no matter situation. Every time the music came on, I felt the urge to run faster. I wonder it made my body hurt more. But ignoring music was impossible.
Wow, almost there!
Finally, the finish line came into view. The finish was getting closer. Oh wait, I remember, it's not yet, just a little more.
Viva Mexico!
Ziel kommen.
My first marathon, 42,195. Total time 5 hours 27 minutes 50 seconds.
This is awesome! 낙진! 와!
Snack bag given to finishers.
Yeah.
Suddenly, I became emotional.
Can you believe I didn't eat anything for 5 hours except the bananas?
On my way out, I saw the other runners still going. The cheering from the street during marathon had been such a huge help, so I would cheer for other runners too. The pain of the final runners seemed even harder than my own pain. The strongest blossom of a marathon was the last runner who endured till the end, never losing the battle against themselves. The most beautiful golden light during marathon was given to the final runners. I was so happy to have shared this emotional marathon moment with all people here. I also wanted to cheer runners by calling out their names, but it was so hard to read, especially foreign names. I tried to read again. Finally, I could read the name Peter. Others joined in, and I felt so proud. The marathon finally ended. The hardest part of marathon wasn't the last 2 kilometers. It was the subway stairs on the way home.
Are you good? I'm good. I'm good. I'm very happy. Just except my leg.
Okay, no problem. Okay.
On the way home, it felt like everything that happened today was a dream. Suddenly, our life on subway felt strange. We no longer talked to each other. Having experienced the Berlin Marathon, where we all united without jealousy, sharing unconditional love and support, it was the happiest moment of my life, where humans felt the most beautiful. The next day, I saw the news about marathon and was surprised to see an interview with Peter. Peter is 82 years old. He was a legendary runner from the first Berlin Marathon in 1974. I just called his name because I could read from race bib. It turns out that he was hero of Berlin and actually the last runner of this marathon. It was an honor to cheer for him. And it was so moving to watch the last runners.